Welcome back to my channel, the Secret Running Society. Hence the first word, secret. We keep it on the low key. Today we're talking about Shelby Houlihan, who is an Olympic, I think she's a medalist. She's an Olympic athlete who recently tested positive for a banned substance. And so I'm going to be using my agency intel to actually discover if she in fact did use these substances. So I've never actually heard of it. Apparently it's a steroid called nandrolone. I'll put it up, nandrolone. Definitely sounds like Neanderthal. So anyway, getting right into it. First of all, why should we care? I already mentioned that she's an Olympic runner, and so she has been dominating the United States for the last, I want to say 3-4 years. She's been on top of her game. Her kick is insane. Pretty much insane. And also she runs a faster time than me, so just a little bit embarrassed about that, but we don't need to talk about that. So I haven't really went in depth into the video just yet, so I don't know really what her rationale is behind everything. Okay, without further ado, we're just going to hop right into it, see what she has to say for herself in defense to not using this supposed banned substance.
Since I started running when I was 5 years old, I've had dreams of running professionally, setting records, winning an Olympic gold medal, and being one of the best in the world. I've always blindly believed that I was good enough to achieve those things. As I've gotten older, I've put in more time, I've put in more miles, I've become more dedicated, and I've learned to genuinely love this sport. It's what brings me the most joy, and it's where I feel the most me. I've always done it the right way. I've put my head down.
Okay, so I don't know if she's trying to appeal to the audience, but in this sense, she's definitely tying emotional connections, pathos, if you will. Basically, she's talking about her childhood, and she did everything the right way. She knew that if she wanted to get a certain goal, that she had to work hard towards it, and there was no other option. Essentially, following everything by the book. And so, based on that logic, what you can assume or what you can infer based on what she's saying is that why have things suddenly changing right now? Why all of a sudden, if I'm going to work hard my whole life to get to this moment, to reach my goals, to get this to get my aspirations and goals, then all of a sudden, why am I switching up and going to use a banned substance in that sense? So overall, beginning segment it's pretty good. Connects to her childhood. I'm curious to see what else she has to say.
An sample that I provided on December 15th, 2020 has returned as an adverse analytical finding for a steroid called nandrolone, and that I was therefore subject to an immediate provisional suspension. I've since learned that it has been long understood by WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, that eating pork can lead to a false positive for nandrolone, since certain types of pigs produce it naturally in high amounts. Pig organ meat, or pig offal, has the highest levels of nandrolone. In the following 5 days after being notified, I put together a food log of everything that I consumed the week of that December 15th test. We concluded that the most likely explanation was a burrito purchased and consumed approximately 10 hours before that drug test from an authentic Mexican food truck that happens to serve pig offal near my house in Beaverton, Oregon.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there real quick. I'm gonna need some more information. I'm gonna need her to clarify a lot of things. So she talks about this nandrolone. I think that's how you say it. It's the banned substance that was found in her system, and she associates that with a pork burrito. First of all, who eats pork burritos? Who? If it ain't chicken or beef, I ain't want it. So I'm just trying to figure out pork burrito, first of all. And so what it sounds like is, I don't want to say she's kind of covering her tracks, but it sounds like she's kind of covering her tracks in this sense where she found out she tested negative or she tested positive for the substance, failed the drug test, And then she went back in hindsight and she was like, "Oh, what did I eat during that time?" I mean, which is it's fair, I guess, to look back, but also it seems a little bit like she's covering her tracks to find a possible reason for it. If it showed up on the drug test, then that means there's substantial, can't even speak, substantial value that was in her system, and so that's something to note. But also, who the heck eats a pork burrito? That's another thing is I don't know why she didn't go back. I don't know if she's gonna say it later on in the video. Why didn't she go back to the pork restaurant or the place where she bought the burrito and she had another? Why didn't she buy another burrito? Why didn't she talk to them to see, like what's inside the actual burrito, the contents inside, to make sure that it was from the burrito? Like, the nandrolone was in the burrito. I don't know if you could test it a certain way or anything like that. And then I guess my last question is what time was the drug test? She said 10 hours before. So what time is she eating this burrito supposedly? I have a lot of questions. Get back into it.
I had my hair sampled by one of the world's foremost toxicologists. But I agreed that test proved that there was no buildup of this substance in my body, which there would have been if I had been taking it regularly.
Okay, so she mentions that she did a hair sample and some other things that pretty much proved her innocence, that she had not been using this substance on the regular. Okay, so thinking about the timeline, if she consumed the drugs back in December, and the Olympics are in July, or June, July, Olympic trials, then that progression, it takes about 6 months for the drug to take effect. And so when you theoretically start it in December, wouldn't that make more sense? And so that whole hair substance and not showing up on, with the hair follicles and a test, I mean, if it's her first time using it and then she got caught, then that doesn't disprove that she wasn't using it at all. That's what's coming to my mind.
Nothing moved the lab from their initial snap decision. Instead, they simply concluded that I was a cheater and that a steroid was ingested orally, but not regularly. I have so much fun doing it, and it's always the best part of my day.
To me, she seems genuine. She seems like she's actually, I mean, obviously she would be sad. She's a professional athlete. She can't compete for the next 4 years. But this seems genuine. This seems genuine emotion from my point of view. But also, some people, they be acting. I don't know. Is Shelby, does she need an Oscar? Because I can't tell. Because either she's fooling me, and she actually did take this banned substance, or her emotions is showing through right now. And I don't know. I haven't seen her this way ever, so.
This sport means everything to me. A group of people that have been fighting alongside me and supporting me throughout this nightmare. Thanks.
Okay, afterthoughts. So after watching that video, hearing her explanation on why she thinks the test was inaccurate and everything, I don't know. She just, to be honest, she didn't give me enough. She did not give me enough. Well, she didn't give me enough to refute the claims against her, essentially. So I start in, people already assume that you're guilty because technically she is. It showed up in a lab test that she had a banned substance in her system during the time of the drug test. So automatically she's going in as guilty. So to prove her innocence, she mentioned a pork burrito. Already said who eats pork burritos. I don't know. So that seems a little sus. But besides that, the timeline and the hair follicles already kind of mentioned, I guess, a way around that. Maybe it might have been her first couple times where it didn't really show up as much. And it is Olympic year. She's very competitive. Yeah, so I was looking on the side that she potentially might have done it, but at the end of the day, we all don't know. It's honestly a guessing game. She seemed pretty genuine and emotional, and it actually like tugged her heart, but also we don't know at the end of the day. So all right, so for more videos like this, stay tuned. I'm gonna be posting my Olympic picks pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And most importantly, remember, it's a secret.